Find a sport that you like, and I chose hiking because I can walk as slow as I want, and my dad's not going to tell me, and no one else likes to do it, so there's no witnesses. Yeah,
So, based on your writings, your reading stuff, so you're not like a 12-year age, right? And what do you think, what kind of characteristics or what kind of thing makes you feel like you are still 12 years old?
Well, I still am very silly. I still love to hang out with friends. I mean, I think adults do too. But and so I do a lot of things that are kind of characteristically 12 years old, play video games, that kind of thing. But at the same time, I think that my life has been enriched a lot because I'm not limited by saying I can only go to sleepovers, I can only hang out with friends. I'm saying I can hang out with friends, go to sleepovers, and publish books and write blogs. So it's really, my life has another layer to it.
So, with your books published, you are traveling actually abroad to other countries, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you have traveled to China to do the book signing or something like that, right?
Yes, I went to China about, was that 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I think it was 3 years ago. Yeah, I keep on forgetting when everything is. Yeah, so 3 years ago I went to China. I did a book signing. I spoke at the international school in Beijing there. And that was a really fun experience because the last time I was in China was when I was 3, and I didn't remember too much of that, being very little. And so going there, being able to see a lot of the historical sites, that was very fun.
Okay, so, but your book did not be translated into Chinese, right?
It is actually in Chinese.
It is.
There's a Chinese edition. There's one downstairs. I could grab it, but yeah, there is a Chinese edition of my book, and there's also one in Taiwan. So yeah, my book has been translated.
So who did this translation for you? Your mom or other kind of professional?
No, actually it was a service by the publisher.
So, do you have any knowledge of reading Chinese?
I can write a couple of characters. My writing Chinese is definitely not as good as my speaking it, and I can't just like read a whole book of Chinese or anything.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if you can read the Chinese version of your own book.
Oh no.
No.
I'm not that level. I can read English version.
Well, I'm just thinking it's probably interesting to see the difference between the translated one and
Yes.
the original one, and provide any insights from you.
Definitely. And that's one of the reasons I would like to be able to read the Chinese, because that would allow me to see, is sentence structure kind of maintained? Is the way I put this idea forward maintained? Because I know that with translation, sometimes ideas or metaphors or idioms are kind of lost in that translation, but unfortunately my Chinese isn't that good to read.
So besides English, what kind of language do you learning or know?
I speak a little bit of Chinese. Since my mom is Chinese, my grandparents speak mostly Chinese. I do know a little bit, but it's definitely, since we don't speak it every day around the house, it's not something that I'm able to speak too well. When I went to China, I could say things like, oh, can I get the salad dressing, or is this the bathroom, or something like that. But I can't really conduct a full-length conversation too easily.
Okay, so besides Chinese, any other languages that you're interested in or not?
Ooh, I would love to learn French. My mom actually, I think that she studied French in college. Yeah, that's where she learned it. And then I can say a few words. I can say hello and how are you in Spanish, but that's not quite speaking a language.
Okay, so have your books been translated to other languages besides Chinese?
Yes, let's see. My books are in China. There was a British edition at one point, and there's also one in Vietnam.
Oh, in Vietnam as well?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's really, make you a kind of world-known author, huh?
Yeah, actually it was funny. When I went to Vietnam, I stepped off the plane and there were 12 cameras all around. I was looking, trying to see, is there a famous person somewhere? And they're like, oh, they're here for me. It was very funny.
Okay, so do you remember, well, let's back to the teaching part. You said you are really fond of teaching, right? And when did you start teaching? And do you remember the first class you teach? And what kind of feeling after you get on the stage, or after finish the class?
The first class that I taught, well, I did do that informal tutoring, like when my mom ran after school. I'm not sure of the first large class that I taught. I believe that it would be here in Redmond, actually.
Horseman.
Or it might be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to change it.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
You can think about